This center is built on music, and you're about to hear a little more of it. Sometimes a friend helps us ascend from life's cares to the sky. Love is a star, though shining afar. It can we were the people who lived in these hills, brave the great warriors who confronted the foe, to defend what is holy, to defend the victories they win, are never the victories they know. Men hunger for riches, for power, and for Mumbai is an amazing place. I felt this from the very first time I came here to speak, and I want to share an interesting correlation that just struck me just as Diana was introducing this. I think this might come as a little bit of a surprise to all of you. There is an interesting connection between Ananda Sacramento and Ananda Mumbai. And it's not just the fact that we're in Sacramento, it's the fact that when I came, I didn't come alone. I mean, I almost came alone, but I came with Haridas, Nayaswami Haridas ji from Bangalore. And Nayaswami Haridas, along with Nayaswami Vijay, started Ananda Sacramento. And I want to just say something about his energy and his part in this, because it was quite important, even though he played at the time seemingly a very background role. It was just two of us coming. We got 250 people to the workshop, like 400 on the night of the free lecture, and then I mean it was a wild weekend of trying to get all this together. Anyway, it was just amazing. But Nayaswami Haridas, I knew him since a long time, but I had never traveled with him, worked with him, stayed in the same hotel room, you know, like that. You get closer to people when you are in that sort of situation. And Nayaswami Haridas ji had 3 modes, and 3 modes only. He was either meditating, he was helping in some significant way, whether behind the scenes or in some other way, or for a very few hours in the night he was asleep. That was it. Those were the 3 modes. He had no other agenda, he had no other anything. And that's the energy, and you all creating it, that's the energy that's brought this together. It's not a personal energy, it's a what can I do to help? How can I take part in this? And what a joy to be able to come back and be here and see this taking shape, and such a lovely energy, such a I don't know, just beautiful. It's just beautiful to see. We have the opportunity in our lives to choose where we place our attention. The world is always tugging at us. The world is always saying, buy me, take me home, listen to me, watch me, look at me, experience me, whatever. And what we don't necessarily realize is that Divine Mother is saying the same thing. It's just that she says it in a whisper, whereas the traffic and the commotion is always at full volume. And we have to learn to find that presence inside of ourselves. This music, as I mentioned, captures it, expresses it in a lovely way, in a deeply moving way. And I want to, even though we may think to ourselves, wow, but I could never sing, you know, I could never do what they do, I'm not musical. Everyone that I know in this room has a heart. If you have a heart, you have music. You are a musician of the heart.
your heart is beating, there's music happening. Listen to the music first if you don't feel you can sing it. Just enjoy it. Let it wash over you. Listen to Swamiji chanting. Listen to others chanting. Shurjo and Narayani chanting. They have lovely voices, lovely energy. Feel that grace moving, because Master said chanting is half the battle. And it really is. It gets us moving in the direction of the heart. We were just a few days ago, we were in Calcutta, and we had a little satsang, not a big elaborate moment like this, but we had a little moment with a group of Russians who had met up with us, pilgrims also. We were traveling through India, visiting Master's shrines, and that group, as it happens, Nirmala ji and I have visited 6 times in Moscow and Siberia and other places in Russia, and we were, I think, at that moment we were 7 or 8 nations represented, just in a small group of people. I mean, it's pretty amazing. But we could all feel Master's grace. Master's grace, not just in the places. You know, it struck me as we were singing A New Tomorrow. I don't know the schedule of, you know, it seems like everywhere we go in India, the holidays are celebrated just a little bit differently. I can never figure out when is Dussehra. When, you know, it's like, it's one day in Calcutta and it's a different day in Delhi, and for all I know it's a different day in Mumbai. So I don't know if today is Dussehra or yesterday or tomorrow, but anyway, somewhere in these days, Ram retook his kingdom. And the message tonight is that Ram lives inside, and he's trying to retake the kingdom right now inside of us. He's trying to defeat Ravana. The battle is raging. And the music and the satsang and the harmony that we share is part of how we put Ram back on the proper throne. He needs to sit on that throne, otherwise it's a mess. Our lives are a mess, and we don't want that. We don't need that. We've done that how many lifetimes? We don't need to live that way. So put Ram where he belongs. Put him on the throne of your heart and your life. We have this chance. We have this chance here in Mumbai to create something beautiful. Even so, all of us together can create a better land. You know, it may seem like way too much to think of creating a better land of India, or even creating a better land of Mumbai with, you know, how many, what, 2 crore people in Mumbai? I mean, that's a lot of people. How about let's just create a better Mumbai right inside the center? That we can do. Or create a better land inside the land of our own hearts. That we can all do. Wherever we live. Doesn't even have to be Mumbai. I mean, you know, Bara and Shamini came over from Pune. I mean, others of us came from across the planet. And all of us didn't even move. We just entered the heart, and we've landed in a space that's all together in God's joy. Let us learn to live in that joy, because it's our birthright, it's our destiny, it's where we came from, and it's where we're going. We may be stuck in the middle someplace. This afternoon, we landed up in Mumbai. The bags all came off the plane. I watched this guitar come off the plane. I saw it go down the little ramp. I saw them sort of toss it into the luggage cart. We got to the airport, inside to the baggage carousel. All the bags came, no guitar. I was like, okay. This guitar has gone to Siberia 3 times. It's gone all over India. It's gone all over Europe. It's gone all over everywhere. Maybe it's not coming in Mumbai, even though I saw it get off the plane. Well, sometimes our lives feel like we're sort of stuck waiting. We're waiting for something to happen. We're waiting for whatever. But we don't have to wait for God. God is with us now, always, all the time. So take that chance. Take the chance to find him inside, but also take the chance to share what blessings you have. Every one of us has felt peace, joy, love, grace of God and gurus. There is no way that we could have gotten 250 people to a discourse, to a meditation program without Guruji's grace, without Swamiji's own grace. Pushing. There was a huge wave pushing what we were doing. We happened to be on the surfboard. I'll tell another Haridasji story. He grew up in Southern California by the ocean, and he used to surf. He used to, get in the waves and do the surfing thing, which hats off. I have no idea how to do that. But every night, he would be meditating at 10 in the night, 11 in the night, and then he would disappear, and he wasn't in the room, and it was like, I finally asked him, where did you go? And he said, well, I had to say goodnight to the ocean. It's a representation of my Divine Mother. He loves the ocean, so he would go down all the way down to the bottom. He would go across the street to the ocean, and he would pranam the Divine Mother and say goodnight to the ocean. We live in that ocean of joy. Let's expand it. Let's create the harmony and the joy that will attract other people and share the blessings that God has given to us with others. Help them to feel that blessing. Help them to feel peace, joy, love, devotion. Because this world badly needs those things. And that's the battle that's playing. That's Ravana trying to get our attention and distract us from the goal. Let's get Ram back on his kingdom, on his throne. Namaskar.
That very sweet introduction made me realize that when Swamiji asked us to come to India, I had already been working for him for many, many years, and it was automatic to say yes to anything. I was just happy to be included in his life. I wanted to be wherever he was. And it really was all him. When I look back on his life and everything that he accomplished, it's amazing. How could one person ever manifest what he did? When we were working together, I would sometimes say, Swami, I should just call you Superman, because that's what you are. How can anybody do everything that he did? And when Dharmadas came to Mumbai and did that first tour, I stayed back because I helped take care of Swami before Narayani's time. And I was remembering during that introduction that it was a very interesting spiritual time for me in those days, because I was living at Ananda village, which is truly the closest thing to a heaven on earth. And I had this idyllic life. I could walk to work. I was working for Swami. I was doing art. I was designing book covers and album covers, and I was a music minister, so it was all about art, which was heavenly. So I was able to walk to work, doing something I loved, working for Swami. First time in my life I had a really nice house. And I was at peace. I was so happy. My life was beautiful. I was healthy. I had a wonderful, loving husband. My life was perfect. And I thought to myself, God, I'm so thankful. You all celebrate Diwali. We celebrate Christmas. Well, for the first time in my life, I had a Christmas tree in my house. It was this like magic. I had longed for that for so long. And I was so grateful. And then Swami said, will you come to India? And we said, yes, of course. And Dianaji helped us with sewing projects and moving and all kinds of, yes, the packing, yes. Because we moved to India, we got rid of 2 cars and our house and all our possessions in 1 week. And we moved across the planet. And I remember that feeling when we first came. It was all so different. And I remember thinking, this is what Yogananda went through. Moving to a completely different side of the planet with a culture that he knew nothing about, trying to start a work in America and running up against, we had skin tax too. You know, he suffered from discrimination and we did too. There was so much tapasya. But I remember one time I was sitting alone in a cab. We didn't have a car yet. And suddenly, in the middle of the street, the driver got out of the car and left me sitting there. I think he'd run out of gas. It was 117 degrees, which is what, 45 degrees. The windows were rolled up. There was no air conditioner, but the radio was playing. And it was playing this wonderful Indian music that I just loved. And suddenly a white cow came by and looked in the windshield at me. And I just had this rush of bliss. I was so happy to be here to serve my Swamiji and to help in any way I could. And the years that followed were filled with tapasya. But we have to remember that tapasya is not a curse. Tapasya is a gift. And if we can flow with that and realize what a blessing it is to have that opportunity to serve and give and be deep in austerity, if we can realize that and have faith, all of life is a test of faith, really. Does Rama believe that he's going to be able to get Sita back? Are we going to be able to find God? Are we going to be able to overcome the darkness and the doubt and the fear? It's all about faith. And we have to believe in it. We have to believe that God is with us. He's going to take care of us, and we will find Him. I was also asked to talk for a moment about the music, and I just want to say that when we first came to India, Swami was feeling it out. What will people want? What will they need? I remember Dharmadas saying, Swami, should we bring our robes? You know, should we bring our light bearer robes that we used in America for ceremonies? And Swami thought about it. He finally said, yes, we should do that. And then he said, should we bring our guitar? And Swami thought about it. And he said, yes. And further, he said, I hope the Indians like the music, because Ananda is built on the music. Ananda is held together with the music. And he was so wondering, you know, will they like it? Will they tune into it? Will it work here? And thank God it did, because the music is Ananda's vibration. For me, I started singing Swami's music in 1975. And so I grew up on the spiritual path with this music, and it is the best possible sadhana, because as you work with this music and study it, it goes through your mind, and it is just like chanting. It cleanses and purifies the mind and the heart. And you will be amazed when situations come up, when problems happen. The words of the songs will come into your mind. They will tell you exactly the answer to all your questions. It's philosophy in song, as Swami said, or painless philosophy. So take that to heart. Even if you feel that you can't sing, listen to the music. Have it be in your car, in your home, in your office if you can wear your earphones, or anywhere you're traveling. Fill yourself with that vibration. Swami said that every note in every song was done, created with super consciousness. There's nothing wasted. There's nothing that's out of tune. It's all part of Master's vibration, Swami's vibration, the vibration of Ananda. So I can't urge you strongly enough to become one with that music. Let it vibrate through your being. Let it be who you are in your highest potential, because that's what it's guiding you to be. It's lifting consciousness. So have faith, give yourself to Master, let him work through you, and sing these songs. God bless you.
The music is central to Swamiji's, what Swamiji brought to the world.
He who made the universe, yes, it's He, the Divine Mother.